Coming from CNBC, Microsoft cuts 4,800 jobs as Xbox unit downsizes and plans to spin off four gaming studios. So, if you are currently working at Microsoft, it is a bit of a tenuous environment, right? They got rid of thousands of employees last year. They got rid of thousands of employees the year before. It does seem like they keep doing these small layoffs. They just had a voluntarily buyout right here. Take it cash and get the fuck out the door. Microsoft is just dumping employees left and right. And it is curious to see. The other thing that's curious to see here is with Xbox, apparently they're getting rid of a fifth of their staff. 20% of their employees for Xbox are basically being told to get the hell out. And that doesn't seem to include the studios that they're spinning off. And so one of the things I've talked about many times before in the technology world is that it is very weird when certain failures happen, right? When you see some startup companies and they fail, you shrug your shoulders like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But a lot of failures in the technology world, honestly, are very confusing. I always bring up the whole idea of Google Plus, right? Google Plus was supposed to compete with Facebook. And now here's the deal, right? If Google Plus did not become the premier social network and bury Facebook, I think we can all grasp why that wouldn't have happened. But what's very weird is that Google Plus is dead. Google Plus has now been dead for many, many years. After all of the effort, after all of the arm twisting, after everything that Google did to try to make Google Plus successful, it is just dead, 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 dead. Right? We look at this with Google Stadia. For we're staying in the Google world. Stadia was supposed to be the online cloud gaming platform. Now, if online cloud gaming did not take off in the trajectory that they expected, I think that is something that is understandable. But it's also weird that it's dead. Right? A company that probably has one of the largest infrastructure bases in the world, a company that with YouTube and the other things that they do would have the specialized knowledge and would have the bandwidth and capacity to host something like online gaming and actually be successful at it from a technical standpoint. And it is dead. And so one of the curious things to look at right now with Microsoft and Xbox is if you look at Microsoft, they're a technology company with coders. They've owned Xbox now for 25 years. It's been around for a long time, right? If nothing else, Xbox should be a reasonable business for Microsoft. We can accept that PlayStation may be better than Xbox, but you would think it would be a pretty solid business as far as Microsoft is concerned. And apparently, it looks like no, no, it's failing pretty bad. And that's before all of the price increases come down the pike. Apparently now for the Xbox X, One X, whatever the hell it's called, they want $750 for an Xbox. I'm just not sure how you convince people to put that kind of money down for something like an Xbox. And so the issue is if that's how much Xboxes are costing, and they already are having a problem in the market, it seems like it's only going to get a lot worse. The other interesting thing with this story is when you look at numbers. I talked about this before with Meta, right? So everybody was focusing on when Meta just laid off like 8,000 people. So they just went through their round of layoffs and they laid off 8,000 people. And one of the things I said is that was actually not the number I was most concerned about. The more interesting number is that they closed 6,000 positions. So it's not really that 8,000 jobs disappeared from Meta. Realistically, it's like 14,000 jobs disappear from Meta. So the positions that were already filled, they went away, and the positions that were expected to be filled also went away. So from a job hunting standpoint, that is something that is even scarier than the layoffs themselves. One of the curious things with these cuts, which is weird, again, we talk about optics and we talk about numbers, is they talk about with this, it's 4,800 jobs are gone with another 1,600 from the Xbox division that will be eliminated over the next year. So really, this is like 6,400 jobs being eliminated. They only have to really fess up to the lower number of 4,800 right now. And this is where, if you're still out there in the professional world and the technology world, you do have to look at what are the numbers that they're telling you to focus on, and then what are all the other numbers that also exist? If we take a look at this, Microsoft said Monday it is immediately eliminating 4,800 jobs, representing 2.1% of its workforce. Its Xbox division will lose about one-fifth of its staff, including 1,600 jobs on Monday, and additional cuts in the coming months. So out of this, so it's 1,600 jobs from Xbox, 3,200 jobs from the rest of Microsoft. But the curious thing is, apparently, the additional cuts are going to be an additional 1,600 on top of this for Xbox. Um, Let's see here. Xbox will be cutting a total of 3,200 people. Xbox CEO wrote in an email to division employees. Half of those roles are part of the 4,800 jobs being eliminated Monday, and the other 1,600 will be exiting throughout fiscal year 2027. As part of Monday's announced changes, 4 gaming studios will be spun out of Microsoft. Coleman said the commercial businesses that focus on selling to customers will also see reductions. Compulsion Games and Double Fine Production Studios, which Microsoft acquired in the 2010s, will become independent again. Sharma said in her note, Ninja Theory and Undead Labs, which joined Microsoft in 2018, quote, have entered terms to join new ownership, she wrote. So not only are the layoffs happening, not only are the additional layoffs happening, but these individual gaming studios are now being spun off and basically being purchased by other companies. So even if you do keep your job, the overall parent company that owns you is going to be different, which could be interesting. Could be interesting. Again, pay and benefit. Like Microsoft has a pay and benefits and severance package and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're going over to a different company, all of that may look entirely like you may have the same job, but the benefits and the expected career development may shift massively going into the future. So there we go. We got some more layoffs for you. I do keep bringing this up just because this is the world of technology. This is the world, frankly, that I know. A lot of people, call me mean, call me cold-hearted, just an old, nasty, broken, not a boomer. And the thing that I keep trying to talk about with these particular layoffs is just simply the fact that this is reality. This is what I have been screaming about for literally years. I've talked about many times in the past, 2017, 2016, 2017, where I came across the one angel investor, and the angel investor invested in 60 startup companies in order to get 2 home runs and 10 mediocre exits. And basically, what that meant realistically is that there were 48 fully funded startups that were expected to completely and utterly fail. Right? That was the investment environment. That's the investment environment we had going into COVID. And then COVID hyperscaled that insanity. So basically what was happening is all this money was simply being thrown around to hire people with the concept that maybe money and success would follow. But it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense in 2016, 2017, didn't make sense in 2021. And so what we're seeing right now is we are seeing the overhiring simply get rolled back. And the other big problem we have with this is that so many people were hired simply to be asses in seats. They were hired to exist. As I've talked about many times over the past, decade or so, I can't imagine working in many of these companies. These companies where, the avocado toast and the nap pods and the video games. Look, maybe it's me. Maybe it's my not a boomer generation, but that doesn't sound like being an adult. That actually doesn't sound fun. Let me go home at the end of the day. Give me a real lunch hour. Let me go home at the end of the day. And that's what sounds fun and exciting to me, right? Nap pods and breakfasts and dinners and all this kind of thing at your company headquarters. Company headquarters are companies where they have beer on tap. The last thing I want to do at the end of a long day is go down to the company cafeteria and drink beer on the company premises. Let me escape. Let me leave. Look, I may just go down the block. I might leave the company, go one block down to a bar to drink a beer. But for the love of God, let me leave the company premises in order to get drunk. There is something pervertedly weird when CEOs of technology companies want you to get drunk on premises. That is just bizarre on so many levels, at least to me, as not a boomer, right? And one of the big things I've talked about in the past is that it used to be about what value did you bring to the company? How is your role making the company more profitable? Does your role allow the company to ship more widgets? Does your role decrease the cost of shipping widgets? That's basically what you got two jobs. You either allow the company to ship more or you decrease the cost to ship. Those are your two jobs if you're actually being a technology professional. And the big thing that I'll say is so many people that have got into the world of technology over the past 10 years, that hasn't been their career. That hasn't been their life. I listen to people talk. I don't get it. I don't grasp what they do. I don't grasp why they get paid. And so one of the big things to be thinking about is with all of these layoffs, really assessing what value do you bring to the organization? What value do you bring to the corporation? How are you helping the company ship more widgets or decrease the cost of shipping widgets? Does the company know your value? I mean, that's a big issue. If your company has no way to track what your value is, then they're going to put your value at zero. So maybe it's time to find a company that actually tracks things like value. I think about this for myself. Back in the corporate world, or back when I ran my company, right? As technology professionals, we were surrounded by metrics before, right? We knew essentially where people ranked in the company based off of the metrics. You had work order systems, you had other types of systems in order to track productivity and all that type of thing. And what's fascinating now is 20 years later, there seems to be fewer systems for actually tracking employee productivity than there were 20 years ago. If your company has no way to gauge your value to it, then should it be a surprise when they're dumping thousands of you at a go? So these are some of the things to think about. Really not actually trying to be mean at this point in time. These layoffs have been going on for so long at this point in time. There's no whatever when I'm doing this. I'm just trying to show you what the reality of the tech sector actually is like. And to be clear, it is only going to get worse. I've been warning all of my viewers about this stuff for years, and I'm telling you right now, we are not even at the end of the beginning of the right sizing. It is going to be a bloodbath for years in the tech sector. So, anyways, still passionate? Still passionate? So what do you think about Microsoft laying off 4,800 employees and also kind of obfuscating the fact that another 1,600 are also going to be going out the door? What do you think about 20% of Xbox employees basically being kicked out, and then game studios and all of that being spun off too? What do you think about Xbox? Is it weird to you that Xbox is just kind of like an also ran at this point in time? Again, they're attached to Microsoft. Seems like they should be at least reasonably successful. I don't know. Put your comments down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. Also, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.